Yeah, this is not audible, sir. Have you
Sir,
started? Shall we start, sir? Or
yes,
you
sir.
have any
1 second.
formalities before this?
Yes, sir. I have to cancel this. So, on behalf of Palamur University, Mahbubnagar, Telangana State, I welcome you all to this prestigious financial education, a life skill under NEP 2020. We have been organizing this seminar in collaboration with Association of Mutual Funds in India, AMFI, and Chief Matter, Professor G. N. Srinivas, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Palamur University, Pattern Professor P. Ramesh Babu, Sir, Registrar, Palamur University, and today's eminent keynote speaker, Mr. Veera Brahmarao, Senior Consultant, AMFI, former General Manager, State Bank of India, and Chairman, Dr. D. Madhusudan Reddy, Sir, Principal, University PG College, Palamur University, I, Dr. S.N. Arjun Kumar, Placement Officer, Palamuru University as a convener, and co-convener Dr. Javed Muhammad Khan, Head Department of Business Management, and organizing committees. We have Dr. K. Nagasudha ma'am, former Head Department of Business Management, and Dr. Arundhati Reddy ma'am, Senior Faculty Members, and we have with us all the MBA students. Now I take privilege to invite Dr. K. Nagasudha ma'am, former Head Department of Business Management, to give a opening remarks for this session.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Myself, Dr. P. Nagasudha, former head, Department of Business Management. Really, it is my immense pleasure to attend this webinar. First of all, I would like to welcome you all for this session. Here, the chief patron now, Professor G. N. Srinivas, Vice Chancellor, Palamur University, and Registrar Ramesh Babu sir, and today's keynote speaker, M. Veerabrahma Rao sir, Senior Consultant, AMFI, and Principal Madhusudan Reddy sir, and Dr. S.N. Arjun Kumar, Placement Officer, and Head Department of Business Management, Javed Muhammad Khan. Really, on behalf of all this, I invite you all, and it is my immense pleasure to attend this webinar. And today's topic is really very useful to all the investors. That is the financial education, a life skill under National Education Policy 2020. So finance, coming to this topic, finance is the blood of the business. Without finance, neither any business can be started nor successfully run. So with this webinar, everyone will be aware regarding which investment strategy is more beneficial to the investors and which kind of investment technique is based on which method we will go for the investment, like a payback period, NPV. So based on this, we will judge which investment alternative is more beneficial to the investors. So thank you one and all, and everyone has to utilize this opportunity. Thank you very much, sir, for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Now, to all the attenders, the people and the students and the stakeholders and the delegates who have attended this program, been attending this investor awareness program, I'm going to read out the profile of Veera Brahmarao sir, 2 minutes if you give time, so that you will be knowing the greatness and the profile of an speaker. Mr. Veerabrahma Rao is a postgraduate in commerce, MBA finance, postgraduate diploma in securities law, and postgraduate diploma in alternate dispute resolution. Sri Veera has over 33 years general manager from State Bank of India after serving for more than 33 years in various activities in the bank. Thereafter, in CEO Trust Exchange Company, Doha, Qatar, 4 years on deputation from SBI, 2005 to 2009. So Veera sir has exposure in diverse field of banking. During my stint with SBI for over 33 years as finance professional, chaired the meeting for Journal Office Credit Committee for a high value credit and stress asset resolution, deputed by the bank as CEO of Trust Exchange Company, Doha, Qatar. Initiated and implemented Government of India's direct benefit transfer scheme in the state Orissa during 2010 and 11, steered the growth of agri and rural business for SBI, worked in SBI Central Board Secretariat, Apex policymaking body of the bank, and conducted central board as well as other board meetings at stipulated intervals. Worked as nominee director in Utkal Gramya Bank, Orissa and Orissa State Warehousing Corporation. In 2025, he has joined Association of Mutual Funds in India, an apex body of mutual funds in India, as senior consultant for the spreading investor awareness in the southern part of the country. So, a round of applause to Sir. Is a great person. Today, we are going to have a session of his. Sir, we are very fortunate to have your session for this, sir. Thank you, sir. I welcome you to take over the session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Arjun Kumar, sir, for your nice introduction. And thank you, Madam Dr. Nagasudha Garu, for her opening remarks. Professor G.N. Srinivas, Chief Patron, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Palamur University. Professor P. Ramesh Babu, Patron and Registrar of Palamur University. Dr. D. Madhusudana Reddy, Principal, UGPC, Palamur University. Dr. Javed Muhammad Khan, Head Department of Business Management. And finally, Dr. S.N. Arjun Kumar, Placement Officer, Palamur University, and Senior Faculty, Dr. M. Arundhati Reddy. I deem it, and also all the participants in the program. I wholeheartedly welcome all of you for this Investors Awareness Program. And before I start, I want to acknowledge that I deem it as my privilege and honor to be with this wonderful university and share my thoughts on this investor awareness program. In particular reference to, of course, as I am representing the Association of Mutual Funds in India, so in particular reference to mutual funds, how safe and secure and the returns that is going to give the investors, which of course market related returns only. We will discuss in detail about all these issues in this investor awareness program. Thank you, one and all. And then let us start the program. We will proceed further into this PowerPoint presentation, which gives us a detailed and a comprehensive view on investor awareness program with particular reference to mutual funds. So as we are all aware, the financial planning is a pathway to our future. It is for you or for me or for anybody. The financial planning is always, it works as a pathway for all of our future, life journey. And also it gives you an idea how to manage our finances and also the savings within the available resources. This is exactly what the financial planning is all about. And this financial planning, as we are all aware, that it requires, to have a financial goals set before we start planning. And we have to assess our whatever is, our, requirements, that is financial goals, and what is the present source of income we are getting, and accordingly plan our pathway to financial planning. So let us start, sir. Yeah, next. So when we are talking about, our income, when we get our income, generally we do, three things out of it. One is spending to our day-to-day needs, uh, particularly whatever is required to lead a decent life, standard of living. We spend uh, to maintain that standard of living, and then we save part of it, and part of it we invest. These are the generally three components of our income. What we do with our income. Next. So when we are talking about savings and investments, let us revert to one of the famous quotes of the leading management guru and financial guru of the world, Dr. Warren Buffett. What he says is, we have to, when we are getting some income and other things, don't save after spending whatever is spent, then only save. No, you should always aim to first have a target of saving and then spend. First, that means you have to spend what all left after your savings investment is taken apart from your resources and income, yearly or monthly income, so that you will have a decent savings at your hand when you require. Next. Generally, when you are saving from our resources, whatever income we are generating, we have to take into consideration, we generally forget about one fact, that is called inflation. That inflation, how it impacts us. You thought that you have saved, what is depicted in the PPT is, you thought that you have saved an apple type, the full apple as your saving. But ultimately, what is really saved is after taking care of the inflation only. In every economy, you will have a percentage of inflation which will impact your purchasing power. So when you thought that you saved a full apple, but what actually you have saved is a part of it will go towards meeting the inflationary tendencies in the economy. Inflation eats up your savings over time. That is, you have to realize. That is the first thing you have to realize when you start saving and investment. Next. So let us see how this inflation, what we talked about, has in fact impacted your expenses as well as your savings over a period of time. Say today, if you want to lead a decent standard of living, you may require, say for example, 30,000 rupees. The same lifestyle or a standard of living, if you want to continue over a period of time, maybe say after 5 years, the same goods and services what you are buying to lead a decent standard of living today, say 30,000 rupees, the same, without any additions, the same services or goods you have to spend almost 40,000 rupees. So, I mean, you have not increased any of your wants or needs, but still that you have to spend more money. You require more money to meet the only what you were doing 5 years, what you are taking 5 years back. Similarly, after 15 years, the same goods and services without any addition, you have to spend 60,000 rupees. What is today 30,000? After 15 years, for the same things, you have to spend 30,000 rupees. Similarly, it is like this. So your inflationary tendencies, unless you take care of them when you are saving or investing, it will eat up your. You thought that you have saved, a lakh of rupees, but after 20 years, the value may be only hardly 45 or 50,000 rupees. That is how the inflation, without your knowledge, it impacts you. That impact of inflation has to be taken care of by each and every individual who wants to save and invest. And similarly, how saving, how it is the inflation is impacting your savings. Today, you are saving 1 lakh rupees. If the same 1 lakh rupees, the value of it, the NP, net present value and other things, what madam was talking about, these, with that, if you calculate it, it may give you only 80,000 rupees after 5 years. After 10 years, maybe 50,000, maybe 35,000 rupees. It's a hypothetical example. The exact values will be calculated only by way of a scientific methods like NPV and other things. So your savings and investments, don't think that I have saved 1 lakh for, the value of it is only after that 5 years, it will be only 80,000 rupees. That is almost, 20, how much reduction? Yeah, 20% reduction without your knowledge. It happens. That is how inflation impacts your expenses and savings. Next. Then what is the solution? How to address these inflationary conditions? So, first of all, you have to, because I'm very young, I'm getting money, and because you don't have much of a responsibility here, don't keep on spending whatever you are getting. You start saving from the day one, and then progress from savings to investment. What is the difference between savings and investment? Savings is keeping it idle, like in a savings bank account and a current account or a fixed deposit account, which yields you hardly anything. If you take the inflationary conditions and the taxes that are going to be impacted you, whereas you have to, while taking care of that inflationary condition and other things, you have to graduate from savings to investment. What do you mean by investment? The investment means whatever you invest, that investment should give you handsome returns, so that you will add another source of income, second source of income for your existing regular source of income of salary or business income or whatever it is. You should ensure for not only investment, that investment should yield desired results for you in the way of returns. And also you have to take into consideration the power of compounding. As a business school students, you must be aware what is simple interest and what is the compounding interest, and how compounding will generate additional returns on the, if you are keeping on adding the returns every year to the savings, how it is going to have a compounding effect. All these things, you should plan properly. Next. So what is financial planning? We have already, in my opening remarks, I have said this, but still, this was given in a pictorial presentation. This is what, first, when you start earning from the young age, you started your job or whatever it is, business or whatever it is, you started earning from this, and then define your financial goals. What are the financial goals that are there for you? Maybe after 5 years, I want to purchase a car. Maybe after 10 years, I want to purchase a house. And maybe I require a substantial amount for my children's education. All these things are financial goals. In addition to that, there will be emergencies, like medical emergency, or some close relatives functions, or our own family functions, and deaths. All these things, they're all emergencies. All these goals you have to plan properly from the beginning. Then assess your current income levels, financial position, and then accordingly, for achieving those financial goals, how much you have to save. First, you have to decide 40% of my today's income I can put into depending on my financial goals. I require maybe after 5 years this much money. So for that amount, work backwards and see that how much you have to save today from your existing income levels. Then create an asset allocation and evaluators. We are all aware there are a lot of investment avenues. It may be a fixed deposit, it may be a real estate, it may be what you call gold or silver commodities, and bank fixed deposits and national savings certificates, public fraud and fund. All these things are there. Yeah. Next. Why is financial planning important? Why is it important? We are all aware, because unless you have planned your finances properly, achieving your financial goals, what you have set up in the beginning of your career, is slightly difficult to achieve unless you properly plan, systematically plan your financial planning from the existing resources. Same thing is depicted here to reach the financial goals, to enhance your standard of living, because you have to meet your inflationary conditions and maintain and try to improve your standard of living year on year. To prepare your financial emergencies like medical emergency, some death, or some marriage. I mean, huge functions will be there, which requires huge amount of money, and then manage this financial planning. Also, another added advantage is besides your financial growth, it helps you in your tax planning. Because it requires this section 80C and other sections. They provide substantial rebates on your income for saving in certain identified schemes like PPF or Kisan Vikas Patra, saving NSCs and all these things, besides some other schemes. Finally, why this financial planning is required is the last one. That is the most, even though it is the last, given in the last, but the most important thing, that is called peace of mind. What do you call it? It's called peace of mind. This peace of mind, if you want this, you have to plan your finances and depending on your financial goals in a proper and systematic systematic way. For this, what is required is financial discipline. You have to have a discipline. In life, discipline is a general word. Everywhere it is applicable. Even you have to succeed in life, you have to have a certain amount of discipline. Similarly, finances also require financial discipline so that you can achieve your financial goals very easily. Next. Again, trying back on Warren Buffett's quote, what he says, to maintain your standard of living, quality of life, or whatever you call it, don't depend on one single source of income. Your income should be you should save in such a way so that your savings and investments will yield you a second source of income, so that you will have a backup mechanism always to meet the emergencies. Next. So, this shows savings is one thing, and how it is going to help you over years, giving you a decent returns. That is very important. For getting decent returns, you should have, asset allocation should be properly done by you. Not that I am not suggesting only this is an important asset to invest to get your financial goals or not. No, there is several baskets of assets, financial assets, and other commodities which will give you handsome return. Then, when you look at it, if you are investing in securities, so if you look at it, the BSC and NSE are the benchmark, benchmark indexes, which will tell you what is the general level of returns when you are investing in this capital markets. These are, say, if you look at this graph, the minimum return that was yielded for investments in share market is 10.4. It went up to 16.8 also at one point of time. So slight volatility will be there. It's not a constant thing that will be there. When you are investing in Sensex, BSE Sensex and NSE, these markets are very volatile. A 10% tax-free return to maybe 16%, you may be. If you look at the past experiences, past trends in these markets. So that is how the markets are faring when compared with your passive savings. Next. When I say passive savings are put it and forget it type of thing, maybe bank deposits and, it will yield, 6-7%, whatever the return, they upfront tell you that you will get it. And from that, you have to pay tax, and then net of it only you will be your real income. Okay. And when you invest in stock market and, the market volatility is shown in this graph, where it shows, but even though there are volatilities that happen in the market, in the share market, but it is always on the uptrend, uptick only. It's going up and up, except in maybe you have seen in somewhere in 2014-15, there was a dip here. On and off, there will be dips here. Here again in 2009, there is a dip, and but mostly, finally, when you are investing in shares and stock market, you have to be a long-term player. You cannot, be a short-term player and be disgusted with the whatever happenings are there in that. So you have to be very careful on that. Yeah, next. Yum. Yeah. Yes. Then when you are investing, what will be your financial goals? You have to take care of your financial goals, like, determine what are you investing for. That is goal-based investment is the most ideal thing. That is financial goals. When you look at it, when you're getting this much money, these are the branches where when you want your home, when you your free leisure time and your children education, when you want to buy your car, all these things, this is retirement and this is children's education, everything you have to plan for that. Always goal-based investment is the ideal way of planning your financial future. Next. Then what are the various options that are available for investments? Your savings can be invested in gold, in property, that is real estate, in shares and bonds, in insurance products, and bank deposits. These are the various methodologies. Sorry, you can invest asset classes. And another important asset class is there, which we are going to talk about it in much detail, is mutual funds. In these mutual fund schemes, this is also, you have to invest this, at a later stage, we will discuss on that. It will give you growth as well as returns, value improvement as well as handsome returns. So you have to always take care of this mutual funds too in your investment portfolio. Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, next one is what are the various, next one is make investments work for you. Your investments always should, you have to take care of your investments in such a way that your investment should work for you. That is, how it should work for you. What are the various things you have to take care of? That is, the savings, the investments, what you are doing should fight inflation for you and provide income when you need it, and be accessible and usable. And whenever you require it, for emergencies, you should be in a position to access them and use it and grow in value simultaneously whenever it is in the investment mode position. And finally, realize that a fair, you have to redeem, you will be in a position to redeem your investment at a fair value and low cost. Proper asset allocation is the answer for this type of to achieve this. If the investments you want to work for you. Next. So your asset allocation should be like this. We are all aware. What is this? This is thali. In thali, you will get sweet, you will get roti, you will get rice, salads, and maybe biryani, everything, sambar, rasam, curries. Like this, your asset allocation should also be, your savings and investment should be distributed like a thali. You have to put everything in almost all asset classes, so that what happens, if some asset is going down, other asset may compensate you for this. It will be a balanced asset allocation and balanced way of investments in the financial assets. Next. So this asset allocation should be like this. There are some assets where the value will grow. Returns may not be there. Value will grow at the end of the day. That is the type of assets are like property, real estate. Okay, today you purchased a plot of land. Today you invested 1 lakh. Maybe after 10 years it will be maybe 5 lakhs worth of it. Maybe 10 lakhs worth of it. I mean, the value will be growing. Similarly, gold. Gold also, the rate per gram gold will keep on increasing over a period of time. It never goes down. That is again one with good quality. But returns, value will grow, but returns, you cannot expect any returns from out of it. Similarly, art collections and equity shares. Yeah, equity shares, of course, you will get some portion as a dividend, but it's a meager one. So you cannot consider it as a stable income regularly you are getting it. If the company is not declaring dividend, you cannot do anything. If some companies will keep on reinvesting in its own share capital and reserves, so you need not worry about. 1 minute, sir. Yeah. Then there are some investments which generate income for you. Which are they? Some NSE, KVP, and bank and PPF and other things. The value will not increase here. But it will generate a regular income for you. If you combine both these qualities and characteristics of one growth in value and one generate income, mutual funds come into place. Mutual funds not only grow in value over a period of time, it also gives you a regular source of income, which Warren Buffett has said, second source of income. Don't rely on only one source of income. So if you want to have a second source of income, mutual fund is the best way. Are you, by seeing this, you should question yourself, are you investing in the right asset classes? Next. So when we said that mutual funds have both the characteristics of growth in value as well as returns, So let us go, discuss in deep, comprehensively about mutual funds. Next, what is a mutual fund? The name itself says it's a win-win for both. Win-win for what? Who are the players here? Player is either the investor and the managing company, that is asset management company or funds, the mutual fund. These are the two. It is beneficial for both. So it is when certain instrument is meant for benefiting both the player, both the stakeholders, it is called a mutual fund. It is because both the players are getting benefit out of it. So when the benefit is mutual, that is why this is called mutual fund, and it is when only benefits are available for both the players, it will be registered as a trust, not like a company or anything like that. It's a trust. So mutual funds are always based on a trust. To manage this trust, you will have a financial vehicle that collects money from many investors and invests in securities, such as stocks, bonds, and other things. Anybody with an investable surplus can invest in these mutual funds. This is the most cost-efficient way of investment because you need not spend much time or much money to invest in the mutual funds. And without, when you are investing in mutual funds, you will also get an added advantage that these funds are managed by experts like fund managers and other things. This mutual fund investment gives the market returns and not the assured returns. Unlike a fixed deposit, this will not give you any assured returns. One minute. Sorry for the interruption. And these mutual funds never gives you any assured returns, unlike a fixed deposit of a bank or anything like that. Because always in the mutual funds, if they are investing in the market-related instruments, always they say that you will get market-related returns only. Always in the long term, market returns have a great potential to outsmart the fixed returns that are being offered by in fixed deposit and other things. We have already seen in that graphic representation where the Sensex minimum return, net of tax, you were getting around 10.4, and the highest you were getting in the Sensex index related stocks, 16.8%, if you recall it. So always, in the long term, this mutual fund returns are stable as well as much, outperform the fixed returns which are guaranteed in bank deposits. Next, how does a mutual fund works? Let us try to understand how the mutual fund works. You are investor, you are here in the top of that, a table, and all the investors, whoever wants to invest in mutual funds, they pull up their money and entrust that to a mutual fund, which is managed by a fund manager. This fund manager, who is supposed to be an expert in investments like in shares and bonds, he analyzes the market and decided to invest in potential shares and bonds which are yielding good returns, and So he will take the investment call on behalf of all of the mutual fund investors. And the returns that are being generated by these mutual funds will be shared with the investors. This is delivered to the investors. This is how the mutual fund works for the benefit of the investors. Next. So, what are the advantages of investing in mutual funds? If you look at it, the investment is a very low cost. It doesn't require any much of a. It's not a costly product. It's a very low cost product, and very convenient because you can invest in small amounts. And when you're investing it, you are investing these funds are resources collected under the scheme are kept at the disposal of a professional management who is called a fund manager, and who invests in various classes of assets like shares, bonds, and all these government securities, etc., etc. So the risk diversification will take place without your knowledge, because he is not only investing in one, he will never invest in one class of assets alone. He will invest in various baskets. Your savings and whatever is there, it will be allocated to different asset classes, and thereby there will be risk diversification in your portfolio. And then another important aspect for mutual funds is mutual funds are well regulated by SEBI. SEBI, you are all aware as a business class students, that is Securities Exchange Board of India, which takes care of this mutual funds and other capital markets. And because it is a well regulated market, there will be a lot of transparency will be dictated by this regulator to tell to all the investors what is there, what the investments what they have invested, or how they are performing and how they are doing, how they are getting returns, where the fund manager has invested. Everything will be told to you in a transparent way. A lot of transparency is visible in mutual fund investments. That is then liquidity. This is the most important factor for any investor who looks for who invests, because everybody wants, whenever I require, I want I should be in a position to get back my investment or savings. That is the most ideal thing for any investor. If you have to undergo a rigor of requirements, then you will be discouraged to invest in that. But unlike that, mutual funds are the best and flexible way to get back your liquidity in a more easiest way. Next. So when we have talked about mutual funds will give you growth and returns, and easy to invest, and there's a lot of transparency is there in those schemes. Then let us try to understand this structure and schemes. What are the mutual fund structure and schemes available for the investors? Next. So first, let us understand the structure of mutual fund, how it works. There will be, because it's a trust deed, because it's mutually beneficial, mutual funds companies are always notified as registered as a trust deed, execute the trust deed to form a trust to conduct this mutual fund business. And then there will be a sponsor. Sponsor will be, say, in SBI, State Bank of India is the sponsor for SBI mutual fund. And this sponsor will appoint to some trustees, because we have registered mutual fund as a trust in a trust deed. There will be several trustees that are, who will manage this. Trusteeship is a very equitable way of looking at things, and everything will be in a transparent way. The trustee The trustees will be empowering the and overlooking the monitoring the business that mutual fund is doing, and there will be investors like us who will give the schemes that are being developed by this mutual fund, and the mutual fund will have various investment opportunities. That is, day-to-day operations are being done by this mutual fund, and there will be an asset management company which will be floated by this mutual fund, that is called asset management company. That is, if you look at the graphic details, sponsor, they will enter the trustees. Trustees will float an asset management company, and asset management company will run the schemes, mutual fund schemes, and investors will invest in that. That is investment management, and day-to-day operations are done by this asset management company. And these trustees also appoint a custodian. Custodian for what? These shares and bonds and government securities that are being invested with your investments will be kept with a third party, and the trustees or the asset management company will not have any access to this custodian the custodian shares and bonds, so that nothing will happen to your shares and bonds, and no this thing, it will be kept with a third party and in a safe and secured way. And then the asset management company, through agents and distributors, collect this savings and investments of various investors. Maybe banks also, they will act as a distributor, and then there will be fund accountants also to account for all these units and other things. This is how the mutual fund structure and at a glance and how it operates. It's in a nutshell. Next, what are the types of mutual funds available? Having understood the structure and methodology, how they are being organized in the mutual funds, so let us go ahead and go forward and see what are the types of mutual funds that are available for us. This can be classified into various categories based on organizational structure, management portfolio, investment objectives, investment portfolio, and other fund types. These are the various categories. In organizational structure, you will find open-ended, closed-ended funds, interval funds. So in this structure, depending on the various categories, you will find this different mutual fund schemes under each of the types: organizational, management portfolio, investment objective. This is how the mutual fund schemes are divided into. Next, a categorization. It is for these types, that is another classification of organizational structure and management and other thing, portfolio. This is another categorization, like the schemes are classified into various categories. What are the categories? Equity schemes. Majority of the investments go into the equity shares from the funds collected under this scheme. Debt scheme. The debt scheme is, the funds collected under debt scheme is totally going into debt securities, like government securities, debt securities, and stable investment. Then hybrid schemes. Hybrid means what? This is a combination of equity and debt. It's called hybrid. Means some portion of your mutual fund will be invested in equity schemes, maybe majority portion. Maybe a portion of it will be invested in debt securities. The category, the percentage of investments in these categories will be decided upfront and known to the investors and told to the investors, so that they will take a call in which scheme they can invest. Similarly, solution-oriented schemes and other schemes are also there. What are the solution-oriented schemes? retirement oriented schemes. Solution oriented retirement and children education. These are the major events in one's life journey. When you don't have any what you call source of income after retirement, like pension and other things, if your employer is not giving you pension, even if you have pension also, this will add to your say the second source after retirement. Pension may be the primary source, and the returns from these investment schemes will be a secondary source. And children education, because these will be returns will be reinvested there, and it will be to meet the children's educational expenses, maybe after 5 years or 10 years or 15 years when the kid goes to college. All these things you have to each need you have a scheme. So mutual fund that way will cater to all your needs and requirements. Next. So then after seeing this, what are the categories that are available to us, let us go delve into each of the schemes so that we will come to know what is best suits for our requirements. Next. Equity funds. Equity funds means what? In majority, when you are investing in an equity fund, and the majority of the what you call the majority of the money collected under this scheme will be invested in equity shares. Maybe Sensex, BSE Sensex, A grade shares, or something like mid cap shares, or all the blue chip shares. Depending on the investment objective, they will invest exclusively. 65 to 75% of the investments will go into the type of blue chip companies or other equities, which was told to you in a much in advance. Second one is these give you a growth rate is very, very high in this, of course, with added risk also. Risk, you are all aware as a business class students, we are all aware that risk and return are the higher the risk, the higher the return, are correlated, risk and return. Then suitable equity schemes are suitable for whom? These investors who are having deep pockets and high risk appetite can go in for this type of equity funds. Next. Under equity funds, what are the categories? Again, it is given mid cap, multi cap, large and mid cap. So several schemes are there. Whichever way you feel secure, okay, I will go for large cap companies. Cap means capitalization, market capitalization. What is the value of that company in the market? How the market is viewing. So this capitalization, market capitalization, they call it. How the company is, viewed by the market is the market capitalization. So, depending on the your risk appetite, you can choose your scheme. That is equity fund scheme. These are the various schemes that are available for you. Next. Categories also there in that. The equity fund in the same types we have seen, and then now the dividends. Equity fund categories: value fund, dividend fund, yielding fund, contra fund. So all these various categories. It tells you where the funds collected under that particular scheme is going to get invested. Will be known to you as an investor upfront, so that you will take a conscious decision and well-informed decision, so that you will be responsible for your decisions. Next, another one asset class that is there in the equity is the equity-linked savings schemes. What does it mean? Generally the funds are invested in the equity new companies, and where the companies are getting tax benefit under ITC, and so that type of companies the fund manager will choose and invest, so that you will get some tax benefits when you invest in ELSS, equity linked savings schemes. So not only you get the tax benefits, another rider with this scheme is it will be lock-in period is there for this type of schemes. For a period of almost 3 years, you cannot withdraw, you cannot touch your savings when invested in this mutual funds. Next. So having seen equity fund schemes, let us also go through debt schemes. What are the debt schemes? Debt schemes are generally relatively safer investments and fixed returns. Sometimes you will get out of it, and the people who are running a moderate risk, you want to take only moderate risk, not in high risk category, like in equity schemes. You are a safe player. You want a moderate risk and then good returns. So then you will go for this type of debt schemes. Let us go into it next. So what are the funds available that is there? What they do, debt funds invest in different types of fixed income securities, aim to earn interest income and capital appreciation, and suitable for investors seeking returns with low or moderate risk. This is very important. Depending, all what finally this, PPT was telling you is you have to go with your risk appetite, whether you are running a high risk person or you are a moderate risk taking ability person. Depending on all these characteristics, you can take an investment call, which will be an informed decision because of the upfront information that is available for you to invest. Next. These are the types of debt funds. It is presented in a matrix actually. Low to high duration. High duration means long duration. On the x-axis, and risk duration is on the x-axis, and risk is projected on the y-axis. If you look at the matrix, low to long term is the maturity, low to high is the risk. These schemes which are being offered is put in various various levels in this matrix, so that you will take a conscious decision. If you see these low duration funds, low short-term duration funds, money market funds, these are all low duration and low risk. If you look at the long duration funds, slightly there will be it also runs with some moderate to high risk. So these are the various types of debt funds, which is shown to all of us to take a conscious decision as regards to risk and duration and risk and return methodology. Next. These are the various categories that are available in debt fund categories. Overnight fund, because if you have a liquid surplus, you want it maybe after 10 days, you can put it in a liquid, overnight fund. So where, maturity of 1 day, after 3 days, you will get slightly return, maybe in the banks or other things, if you have to keep it idle. Whereas here, your fund, overnight fund, if you keep it for a short duration of 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, you will get some return out of it. Then liquid fund. Liquid fund also gives you what it says is liquidity. It will be for up to 91 days you can keep if you feel that your income is your savings is available for maybe you don't require it for 90 days or 100 days. You can choose this liquid fund. You will get much good return than the keeping it idle in bank deposits, which you don't get anything. Where you don't get anything. Then ultra short duration fund, low duration fund. These are the various categories of debt funds where you will get decent returns. Next. then when you after going through the uh, low duration for short duration funds, you will get here the different fund categories like long duration fund, dynamic bond, corporate bond, various schemes, which will tell you upfront what are its objectives, where they are going to invest, and what is the risk you are going to run in that scheme if you invest. All these things will be told to you upfront. Next. So equity and debt, hybrid schemes, we already discussed about it. Like, when you invest in hybrid schemes, the investments will be in both equity as well as debt. But it will be told to you how much of your investments will go into equity and how much will go into debt. Upfront, it will be told to you. Again, there are several schemes, hybrid schemes. You can choose based on your risk appetite. Next one. Yeah, invest in a mix of equity and debts. That is what is a hybrid fund. Aim to generate wealth, and then suitable for investors in looking for a mix of safety, income, and modest capital appreciation. But everything is in a moderate way. You will get it here. Not that high returns and high risk. It's not like that. It's everything. You will run a moderate risk here. Next. Different types of hybrid funds: conservative hybrid, balanced hybrid, dynamic asset allocation, multi-asset allocation, arbitrage fund, and equity savings. These are the various, fund schemes which are available for as an investor for you, depending on your, requirements, depending on your conviction, depending on your safety levels and risk levels. You are looking at it. You can invest in any of the funds which suits your requirements. Next. Yeah, then after looking at equity, debt, and hybrid schemes, then come to solution-oriented. Next. These are the schemes which are, what you call retirement, children. We have already discussed this. And there are other, solution-oriented schemes like index funds and the fund of funds. What are index funds? These index funds are tagged to the BSE and NSE Sensex. And generally, because the the money collected under this scheme or invested in market, what you call market, which are having most market caps, like blue chip companies, market capitalization will be very high. So this type of funds, the solution-oriented schemes will go into that retirement and children's and long-term funds. These are all long-term funds. And index funds will be tagged to the index. And fund of funds will be, this is again a curious asset class, where fund of fund means, this will be investing in 95% of the investment go to securities of a particular in the company and other things. It will be a fund of funds, it is called. Next. Index funds is tagged to the index. We have already replicates the index. The returns also will be similar to the index returns. Subject for investors seeking the returns and similar to the index. If you want a return, similar to how the index is faring and you want the similar return, you will go for this type of index funds investments. Next. Yeah, these are all characteristics of that index fund. Mirrors a market risk, includes securities as per index and the same proportionate weightage. Passive fund management, because these are all index based. Investments are in the index blue chip companies. So it's a safe bet actually for the investors. And the fund manager doesn't have much of a role in that, so that it will be your index funds will yield you at least the minimum index based returns. Next. Exchange traded funds is also another way of looking at the schemes. the exchange traded gold and silver, commodity exchanges. When you invest in gold and other things, this will be available for us. Each gold funds generally are also by way of each unit representing some certain percentage of gold. So gold ETFs are benchmarked against the price of the gold. So price of the gold generally goes up and up. So your returns also will go up and up. And then gold EFT, all these are different, schemes under this debt schemes and commodity, solution-oriented schemes. Next. International funds also another, good, scheme to operate in India. When the sector is open, this type of funds are being floated, international funds. Like when the companies, Indian companies have floated ADRs and GDRs in different international markets like NASDAQ, Japan, Japanese market, and Chinese market, etc. You will invest in those funds, which will give you handsome returns. Next. Fund of funds is an investment. Here the investments will go into another mutual fund of a competitor or anything like that. So you will be getting fund of fund will be mutual fund. Hence, fund of funds are also known as multi-manager funds because these are invested in the fund of other mutual funds. The fund, the expertise of our fund manager and as well as the fund managers of others, where this fund is investing will be available for the investor. So their what you call expertise will be doubled, and you can get a good return subject to market conditions. Next. Sorry, arbitrage funds is again another scheme of things. What does these arbitrage funds do? They buy in low markets and sell in high markets. When the market is very low, they purchase and sell in higher when you get the higher rate. And also they operate in two markets. When the market in one market is very lowly it is operating, they will be investing in that. And those will be offloaded in the market where the returns rate is high. So they are taking arbitrage between two market conditions, which is low and which is high. So invest, purchase in the low market and dispose it off in the higher market. The difference is called arbitrage. These are called arbitrage funds. Next. We have already said that having seen the several schemes, some are giving you very high returns, but with high rate of risk. Similarly, debt schemes are, you will have a moderate risk and a moderate returns. The risk is very, very moderate here. Similarly, in retirement funds and other solution-oriented funds, also the return will be a long-term investment, and it will be a risk and returns are, you have to look at it. So this riskometer, the mutual fund is publishing in each of the scheme. How much risk is involved in that scheme is being published by Government of India, SEBI. So in a regular way, so that it will not the risk and return go in hand. Next. Scheme related documents. When you are want to invest, having decided to invest in mutual funds, so what are the several types of documents that are available to all of us to look into where my funds are going to get invested by the fund manager? What are the objectives of the fund? What are the various risks the fund is going to run? Everything will be explained to you in various documents. What are the documents? Next. This is a scheme information document, very comprehensive document. One requires patience to study the entire these things, and that scheme information document will tell you upfront what are the objectives of the scheme, and then SAI SAI contains instructions regarding the tax benefits that the company is going to get out of this investments and general, and in the long legal readings you will get for all schemes issued by the scheme, you will get one more thing is called riskometer, also will be there, and that will depict the risk that company is running, scheme is running. That scheme may be moderate risk, maybe at higher risk, depending on your risk appetite. You can take a call on the investment. Then K information memorandum. So every investor should know, because it's a company duty of the company to tell upfront what exactly you are going into and how you are going to get benefits or returns out of it. And also the upfront information, what is required is KIM. KIM means KYC of the asset management company, and all the shareholders will be told. The key information memorandum will tell you upfront what is the data available. Next, there is called one fact sheet. The fact sheet is monthly. The fact sheet will be given by the mutual funds. This fact sheet on each and every scheme, not only a comprehensive for all the schemes. No, it is each and every scheme. You will get a fact sheet, how it is performing, how the investment, where they have invested, the stocks that are being invested, or the debts that are being invested by this scheme, and risk and return, and the riskometer also will be shown there. What is the risk you are running as an investor by investing in that scheme? Next. So let us look at the plans and options that are available for us. Next. So when you have decided to invest in mutual fund schemes, how to invest? You can say how to invest in the scheme. There are two plans, like direct plan and a regular plan. Direct plan is operated through the distributors or brokers, or by the banks and other financial institutions. And because there are the third parties involved in the investment between the investor and the mutual fund, there is a distributor, there is a bank which is collecting money and other things. The expenses ratio will be slightly higher in this regular plan. Regular plan, the NAV is also slightly lower because there will be a distributor expenses, and the expenses ratio is slightly higher. It is correlation actually between, when the expenses ratio is higher, the the distributor and other, because of that, there will be a lower NAV. So expenses higher, commissions will be there in the regular plan. Slightly, not very vast difference will be there in the NAVs of direct plan and the regular plan. Then having seen this regular plan, let us see what is a direct plan is all about. Direct plan is like internet banking of the bank. If you are a tech savvy guy, you can always do it over a period of time. This that is called direct plan. And direct plan, because you will be doing it as an internet banking type of thing online by yourself, all by yourself. There is no middleman involved here. So here the NAV will be slightly higher than what it was for given to the investors and other things. The NAV will be higher and expenses ratios will be lower in this direct plan. Next. Next is, these investments also have two options, a growth option and IDCW option. IDCW means you can take your dividend at a regular timely intervals. Whatever the return that the scheme is generating for you, you can take it out from the scheme and the capital will be intact, whatever you have this thing. And maybe the capital will be intact and the value will grow over a period of time. The returns will not be reinvested in the scheme. Growth option and IDCW option they call it. So because they are paying back you in the form of a dividend, whatever the mutual fund scheme that you have invested in. So there will not be any growth, what you call a reinvestment option in that. Next, modes of investment. What are the modes of investment? The modes of investment can be in different types. One, lump sum you can invest from the beginning, and the other one is SIP. SIP means what? Systematic investment plan means you can, like a bank's recurring deposit, you can invest in that scheme monthly, say certain amount. You can prefix the amount, or the flexibility is also there for the investor to invest, whatever he wants to. And that's why systematic investment plan will help you in investment in small amounts over a period of time to take advantage of the averaging effect in NAV as well as the value of the fund. Then systematic transfer plan also there. Systematic transfer plan is one where you transfer your investments. Maybe you have invested in fund X, scheme X actually, of SBI mutual fund or Aditya Birla mutual fund, whatever it is. So then what happens? They transfer, you can ask for transfer from one scheme to other scheme within the same mutual fund. That is called systematic transfer plan. Inter-scheme switches is also there. You have invested in this scheme, whereas you're not happy with the performance of the scheme, but the same mutual fund has offered another scheme. Another fund manager is managing it, but returns are slightly better than what you have invested now. So you can opt for that switch of schemes, investor schemes switches. Next. What is systematic plan? We have already discussed this. Systematic plans regularly a monthly portion of the income will be invested. That is called SIP. Next. Power of compounding will take place in SIPs. What is this power of equating? Power of compounding is, the power of compounding means the investment in the same, the returns that are being generated by the mutual fund will be invested in the same scheme. That is, growth scheme. That compounding effect will be given to the investor. If you look at the diagram here, if you are investing in, start investing in mutual fund schemes at the age of 25, you will get at 23 lakhs 9,175 in if you have rate of 8% per annum, 1,000 invested per month, you will yield this much in the scheme. So 20,000 invested, after 25 years, it will become 23 lakhs. Similarly, various amounts of lump sums that have become a different sum altogether with the growth and growth option. You will get this much, returns from the investment that what you have made by way of a compounding effect. Next. So when you are investing in SIP, the averaging out of market volatility will be taking place in SIP. How? When you are investing in a mutual fund scheme in a rising market, so you are at when the unit price is at various levels of NAV, you are investing it. So automatically, your the lower value of NAV is evened out with high risk you are getting in for a period of 10 years. Next, falling market, how it is doing it also is given to you. You can understand that. SWP is what? Systematic withdrawal plan is also there. Systematic withdrawal plan. Every you can tell upfront regularly withdraw a fixed amount from the mutual fund to meet your second source of income. To meet the demands of your second source of income, you can use this systematic withdrawal plan to supplement your regular income. Next, how to invest in mutual funds? Let us see. Next. So, for any investments in mutual funds, you have to complete your KYC. This is mandatory. Nobody can violate this rule. So, any mutual fund for investment, even in fixed deposits and any post office savings or anything like that, also you have to complete the KYC formalities. This is no exception. And what are all you have to give for KYC? Is given here. Everybody is aware of it. Like you have to give your ID proof, address proof, and KYC form where you are working. All the details will be given, and thereafter, with a photograph, you have to submit it to the centralized KYC. Once the centralized KYC is completed, you are at liberty to any scheme of the mutual fund and invest accordingly. Next, KYC, how to complete the KYC is given. We are all aware of this. I don't want to dwell on this KYC subject. Next. And modes of investment is there are two modes of investment. One is a physical mode, the other one is a online mode. What is physical mode? Physical mode is through by way of formally filing an application, duly filled in with the attached documents and through a distributor. You hand it over to a bank or a distributor who is a broker there in between you and the mutual fund, and that is called as a regular mode. Whereas online mode, if you are tech savvy and can do everything and familiar with internet banking and all those things, you can also go to the your mutual fund sites and then invest after completing the formalities of KYC. You can invest in through online mode also. Next, next one is offline mode, online mode. That's what regular mode and online mode we have always. Similarly, that was explained in a detailed way. Next, how to withdraw your money. How to withdraw your money? Having invested, you should be aware how to withdraw your money too. Offline mode, again, there will be a redemption form where you have to complete the redemption form and submit the same to your through your distributor or a bank and other things are direct. And your offline mode will be you can units. Whereas online mode, if you are going to redeem your units by way of online mode, just like you transfer of funds in internet banking, you can go to your mutual fund that scheme, whatever wherever you have invested, that folio number and other things. By using that, you can complete your redemption request online without any intervention of anybody third party. Next, performance evaluation principles also is given in this slide. a mutual fund provides relative return with respect to its benchmark. Generally, relative return is decided have to be compared with the fund's benchmark return, and this is how you can evaluate your scheme's performance based on that. And there is also a riskometer given. I told you earlier, the return of a fund should be measured over the recommended holding period. Holding period, how many years you have stood invested in that scheme, and how much is being returned that you are generated is also it depends on your holding period also. You can evaluate your performance based on that. And risk a fund undertakes and the return generated by taking this risk should be proportionate. It should always be proportionate, and otherwise there is no point in investing in the mutual funds or any fund for that matter, unless the returns generated are incommensurate with the risk you are undertaking while investing in that scheme. Next, stress testing is another way of test your vulnerability of your investments at various market scenarios. Maybe at higher, if the risk is this much, if BSE Sensex is this much, what will be the units performance, and you can evaluate. And similarly, at various levels of Sensex, you can stress test if in a falling market scenario how the your mutual fund scheme will perform, and in a rising market scenario how it is going to be performed. So this stress testing will give you an idea where you stand at various levels of Sensex and other various levels of risk you are undertaking. This stress testing is a very good tool to be aware of the risks that you are running. Next, what is NAV? Every scheme will tell you what is the net asset value of your portfolio, your investment. The net asset value indicates the price 1 unit of a particular fund. When fund is open for for public for subscriptions, generally the net asset value is zero, and when 10 rupees will be the same face value will be shown as the net asset value, whereas over a period of time, when the returns are being generated and the value is increasing in the shares and bonds where the fund is investing, the net asset value also will be slowly increasing, and that net asset value of the how net asset value will be arrived, the present value of your investments will be net of expenses that are incurred by the fund will be divided by the number of units that are issued under the scheme, and you will get the net asset value. So the formula is given here, and mutual fund NAVs are published on AMFI's website on a daily basis. You will be knowing, you will come to know. That is why when you come to know of NAV on a daily basis, you can request for SWP, switch schemes, and withdrawal of SWP, systematic withdrawal, you can plan. All these things, when you are aware, you can take a conscious decision and informed decision based on the NAV of the scheme. Next, please. Yeah, product labeling is also riskometer. Sorry, I have mentioned it earlier. This riskometer will tell you upfront this scheme, what is the risk this scheme is running for you. Is it a moderate risk? If you are investing in this scheme, because the scheme is a high risk scheme, because most of this funds are going into equities, your risk, it will show you the scheme's risk. So you will take a call or a conscious decision in which fund, which scheme you have to invest based on your risk appetite and the risk of the fund. Next. Nomination facility is also available, like, nomination facility, I need not dwell much on this. Nomination facility is available for all the schemes. It's mandatory now. Like, you have to name 2 or 3 persons, 1, 2 or 3 persons names, up to 3 persons, I think, you can nominate in the scheme, so that the transmission in the event of an unfortunate event, death or whatever, incapacitation of the owner of the units, this will be easily transmitted to the people whose names are given upfront. Next. Next, please. Why is nomination important? Everybody, we are all aware of it, and the cost-efficient way of transmitting the units into nominees' names, minimal paperwork, and proof of, only thing is proof of death and has to be submitted, and along with the KYC of the nominees. Next. Complaint redressal mechanism also available for under mutual fund schemes. This complaint redressal mechanism is very comprehensive, and the investor relations officer's name will be given in each schemes. You can complain, you can take up the issue with him, and he will, the redressal will be very swift and fast in this. Next. Likewise, the SEBI redressal, complaint redressal mechanism is also available for, in case if your grievance is not redressed at the mutual fund level in which you have, this thing, you can, flag this issue with the regulator, who is, SEBI is the regulator here. They also have a SEBI complaint redressal mechanism. This is totally online. This is called scores. You will, lodge this complaint in this, and in a swift and comprehensive manner, your grievances will be addressed under SEBI scores, which is a redressal grievance redressal mechanism. Next. SEBI is also having an app called Sarthi, and this Sarthi app will give you wonderful information about various schemes, and it has a friendly interface, and also unbiased. Objectively, it will tell you about the schemes, and it's very helpful for the potential investors. You will come to know of various things under this app. I think we have come to an end. Next is thank you only, I think. With this, we have come to an end of our session. If there are any queries from our participants, sir, and I am, delighted to answer it to the best of my ability.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a very long way and very in-depth data you have given, sir. Really, it is worth having. The people who are going to miss this, they are going to miss a lot of the things. Even we
Thank you.
were spellbound in hearing to all this, sir, like impact of inflation you have started, and you have went through to down the app, you have come down, and we can see only SIP normally, sir, as an investment plan, but we don't know the power of compounding, putting money to work, like accumulation of money would be better. And you have given such a solution, sir, how to fight during the inflations. Now this, sir, thank you very much. Now we'll have 1 minute, sir, regarding this Q&A session. I request organizing secretary, Dr. K. Nagasudha ma'am, to handle this for 1 minute, sir. And I will be requesting the guests, sir, they will be joining in this valedictory, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much for your nice words, Arjun Kumar, Dr. Arjun.
unmute yourself. I request everyone to come on to the video.
మనోజ్ సార్ అదే అతను సార్ ఫోన్ చేయమని స్టార్ట్ అయింది అది సార్ లైన్ లైన్ ఇవి తెలియమన్నారు అమ్మా సార్ తెలియమన్నారు
Sir,
I think there is. Okay.
Sir, one query, sir, regarding these various schemes. Already you explained, sir.
Yes, ma'am. What is the query?
Sir, already you explained lot of schemes like equity, debt, and hybrid schemes. Also, again, 7 categories. So, comparatively, for the sake of investors, which type of scheme is more beneficial? Which type? So, you explain lot of schemes, sir.
I know. Actually, if you have, gone through the PPT, so it depends on your risk appetite. How much risk you can withstand. It depends on that risk-taking ability of yours. You can choose the scheme which suits for your risk appetite. It's always, risk and return are, correlated. You know that, no? So unless your risk-taking ability is there, if you have slightly, okay, I have a decent income and I can withstand slightly higher risks, then go for equity schemes. No, I am a passive investor and I don't want to take any risks. I want my capital or this thing to be safe and moderate risk returns also is okay with me. Then go for debt schemes. Or you can go for hybrid also, depending on your risk appetite, because it has both, hybrid schemes. They invest in both schemes. Equity, where the returns will be slightly higher, and debt, where is returns are generally stable returns will be given. So if you choose a hybrid, it will have the characteristics and features of both the schemes. So depending on your risk appetite, madam. If you are, okay with your present level of, spending and income and other things, then you can go for high risk thing. You can withstand if you can withstand the shocks of the market.
Okay, thanks. Sir, is there any green mutual funds are available in the market? Green mutual funds.
Green
Mutual funds
mutual
are available. Yeah.
I think that environmental related green funds are also there, but only thing is it was not told in a separate category as such. But green, in the objectives part of it, in the that system information document, you will come to know of it. What are the schemes that are focusing on green energy and renewable energy sources? There are funds which they exclusively invest in this renewable energy.
Madam Banjan, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Please accept from our side a certificate, sir, of appreciation. This is displayed on behalf of our Vice Chancellor, sir. Sir has joined.
Yeah.
So thank you for delivering a lecture as a keynote speaker on financial education, a life skill under NEP 2020 today in this national webinar, sir. Thank you very much. So now we are going to begin valedictory session, sir. So I take privilege to invite our chief patron, Professor G.N. Srinivas Garu, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Palamur University, to address this gathering, sir. Sir, we had 92 students and faculties have joined this the webinar since morning 10, 11:15 we have started, sir. 11:30, sir has started. Veera Brahmam Garu has explained an in-depth study about this financial education, sir. I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to address this gathering. Sir, unmute. Sir.
Is it audible?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Audible? Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
On the
afternoon.
occasion of this one-day webinar conducted by Department of Business Management in association with the Mutual Funds India Limited, we are on the topic of financial education as self-skill and under NEP. My beloved registrar, Professor Ramesh Babu Garu, in his absence, and today's keynote speaker, Mr. Veera Brahmarao Garu, the former General Manager, State Bank of India, the Principal of University PG College, Dr. Madhusudan Reddy Garu, the coordinator of this program or convener, Dr. S.N. Arjun Kumar, and co-convener, Dr. Devan Muhammad Khan, the other faculty of Department of Management, University College of Palamur University PG College, the teaching staff, the participants from Palamur University College, faculty participants from Palamur University College and affiliated and sister institutes of Palamur University, and students, participants. Very good afternoon to everyone. In fact, it's a privilege for me to address as the chief guest on this occasion. And at the outset, I congratulate HOD, convener, co-convener, the teaching staff, non-teaching staff of the Department of Business Management, University PG College, for organizing this one-day webinar. It gives me immense pleasure to be part of a national webinar on financial education, life skill under NEP 2020, organized under the vision of the National Education Policy by the Department of Business Management, Palamur University, in association with the Mutual Funds India, and I thank the organizers for giving me the opportunity to share my thoughts on such a relevant and forward-looking. This National Education Policy 2020, as you know, it encourages multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary type of courses, so that the scholar who is completing the course, studying the course, will become an all-round development by that time the student completes the course, and a lot of flexibility is given. The student can do the courses either in offline mode in the college allotted or in the online mode from various platforms, and different modes of electives own discipline and multidiscipline and interdiscipline. electives also offered for the student to study the subjects in which the student is interested. So that is how this NEP 2020 is encouraging for the students to study in the interest of their subject. As well, the NEP 2020 strongly emphasizes holistic and skill-based education, aiming to equip students with knowledge that is both practical and meaningful in real life. Among such skills, financial literacy holds a special place in not just about managing money, but about managing life itself. The majority of the Indians are poor and middle class, particularly the middle class employees and business people will look for the investment in this type of, when they are investing their hard earned money, the security is very, very important. Later, of course, returns also, profits are returns also, but the first priority is security. So keeping in this mind, the people will try to plan to invest their hard-earned money. So in today's world, where financial choices are becoming more complex and frequent, it is extremely important that our youth are financially informed and responsible. Unfortunately, many of our graduates are unaware of basic financial concepts such as budgeting, saving, investing, taxation, and credit management, which are all essential in daily life. So we in the educational institute, we offer the subjects under interdisciplinary or open elective or professional elective or program electives to enrich the students of other than management or economics to gain knowledge in the area of this finance and banking, insurance and investment. So whenever these kind of courses are offered, they will get some knowledge. But where the students will not get opportunity to study these kind of subjects, they may be not, they may not having the good knowledge in investing and financing and banking or insurance. So this kind of courses definitely will boost the students to have at least basic knowledge in this area. So financial education is not meant only for commerce or management students. It is a life skill that every individual should possess. Irrespective of their academic stream or profession, be it a teacher, or engineer, or a doctor, or even a small business owner, everyone needs to understand how to manage their finances wisely. Under NEP 2020, the focus is not only on academic excellence, but also on preparing students to become economically independent and socially responsible citizens. Financial literacy plays a vital role in this transformation. Moreover, in today's digital era, where mobile banking, UPI transactions, online investments, and digital scams are on the rise, it becomes all the more important to educate our students on safe and ethical financial behavior. I wholeheartedly appreciate the sincere efforts of Department of Business Management, Palamur University, in collaboration with the Association of Mutual Funds in India, for organizing this important webinar and taking a commendable step in the right direction. Such initiatives go beyond academics, they are true nation building efforts. To all the students present and faculty participants in this one-day webinar, I urge you to actively participate and make the most of this opportunity. The insights you gain today will not only guide you in your career, but also help you build a financially secure and stable future for yourself and your families. To the esteemed faculty and organizers, my heartfelt congratulations for selecting such a relevant and timely topic and for conducting this webinar so thoughtfully and effectively. Let us all take a collective pledge to promote financial literacy in every sphere and work together towards making financial education an essential part of our education system. So thank you once again for having me here, and wish you the webinar all success and meaningful outcomes. I'll thank organizers and sponsors and the Department of Management and the collaborating institute, that is Association of Mutual Funds, for inviting me and for giving me this opportunity. And I wish you all the success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Srinivas.
Thank you very much, sir, for gracing this valedictory session. Now I request Dr. K. Nagasudha ma'am to propose vote of thanks for this session.
Thank you, sir. Really, it is my privilege to say a lot of thanks for this session, sir. Really, first of all, we are very thankful to the higher officials. Sir, like Chief Patron, Professor G.N. Srinivas, Vice Chancellor, Palamur University, and Patron, Professor Ramesh Babu, sir, Registrar, Palamur University, and Principal University PG College, Madhusudan, sir. They're always encouraged this kind of events, and they have given permission to conduct this event. Really, we are very thankful to the higher officials, and we are very thankful to the convener, Dr. S.N. Arjun Kumar, sir, placement officer. Really, we are very thankful, sir, for organizing this event. And finally, we are very thankful to the head of the department and today's keynote speaker. A special thanks to the today's keynote speaker, sir. Really, we are very thankful, sir. You have presented a nice and awesome speech you have delivered, sir. And you are very aware regarding these various investment avenues, and we gain a lot of knowledge, sir. Really. And finally, we are very thankful to the all participants. Around 100 participants are there, really, sir. Thank you to all the participants, and thank you very much, sir, for giving this opportunity. Thank you all.
Thank you very much,
And
ma'am.
now I invite Joyce to give feedback regarding the session. Joyce, are you there? Joyce. Joyce.
Madam.
Feedback.
Good afternoon, Jin sir and VC sir and other dignitaries there. It was a very wonderful program and useful session for the faculty and the students. It was very informative and it is very helpful to the students and the faculty. I congratulate Arjun sir, Nagasudha madam and the other team members of the university for conducting this wonderful session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for taking your
Thank you, Nagasudha madam. And,
valuable time and coming online, sir. And students and faculty members have joined this program, and you would have seen we have got a sample and chat box they have typed and they have reactions over here, and they have been messaging me also regarding this session. I think we have met the expectations of the audience and students and faculty members for making it a grand success.
thank you very much, sir. I am honored for that. Thank you very much for nice words.
All the participants to fill up this feedback form so that you will be getting a e-certificate from this AMFI and Department of Business Management, Palamur University.
Thank
So, round of applause to our speaker who has spent really a worthy time, as we have network is net worth. So I have to thank Sabdar Ahmed sir for making this program and behind this program and making it as a grand success. Actually, it was on July 17th, and because of the time and paucity of these busy meetings, we could go for it, sir. Really, you have given ample time, sir, more than actually what we expected. You have done well, sir. We have so many non-financial students and faculty also attended this, and they felt very comfortable by listening to your, because you were very simple and comfortable while explaining all the aspects, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very
And even I have to thank Master of Social Work faculty members like Dr. Bandi Parvatal sir and Dr. Galana sir. Also, even non-MBA faculty also, they have joined this webinar, sir, so that this is financial education is for all. It
Yeah,
is
yeah.
not completely for MBA or MCOM or MA economics. This is for everyone, should have a financial discipline, and they should have this, what you call, how to invest, where to invest, why to invest, and we should not be unaware of few things, financial products. And as you said, a simple investment plan, and you talk about debentures, you have gone for all through the investments, and where even at the time of inflation also we have the things going around.
Yeah.
So it was very great listening to you, sir. And we expect the more and more topics in the next coming time. We'll be making you, and we'll be requesting you, sir. I have to thank the Association of Mutual Funds of India. They are getting collaborated, and every year we are going with some a trending topic, and so that making an investment awareness program, sir. Because SEBI, we have attended the financial discipline, and apart from SEBI, that awareness campaign, AMFI is doing very great, sir. Because I've been into that group since 3 or 4 years. I've been attending all the what you call topic related webinars, sir. Really, this webinar connecting the people around the country, it's really the technology disruption, and we are adapting the new technology, because earlier amenities was not there, but now we have, and we are equipped with this all. Thank you very much, sir. Have a
Thank you
nice
very
day, sir. I
much.
thank all the participants and organizing secretaries, especially Dr. K. Nagasudha ma'am, for supporting at the right moment, and making a role, active role in this webinar and supporting us. Thank you very much, madam. Department of Business Management and Palamur University. We thank everyone, and all the affiliated colleges, faculty members like Dr. Ragni Joyce and Ramu sir, and students from all the MBA first year, second years, all the affiliated colleges. Really, they have been meticulously from starting to ending. They are there. Really, sir, it is more interesting, and it was more than what we thought it was. That I want to say. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. I can only offer one thing, Dr. Arjun.
Sir,
In case your university is thinking of any guest lectures type of thing, for not for the knowledge sharing,
okay.
my regarding banking and financial sector related issues. My services are always available. In case if,
Okay. Thank you very much.
thank you, sir.
So if it would be offline also, it will be very great, sir. We will be taking time from you, and I
Sure,
will.
sure. Offline.
Sure.
Right.
Thank you.